Welcome. This is the 7th annual 21 to Watch Awards. I'm Faye Holland, so I'm the founder of Cofinitive, which is a PR and comms company that was acquired last year on our 10th anniversary by a company called Cambridge Management Consulting. What has stayed the same is our core mission, and that is to work with groundbreaking companies to tell their stories to the audiences that matter. And so we're going to keep doing that. And that's literally what we've done over the last decade. But when we started, we noticed a gap in the market. And that gap was that lots of big companies are winning lots of prizes. And that's great. But actually what we want is we want the most entrepreneurial companies to have their profile raised. So that's why we founded 21 to Watch and why you're all here with us today. So before I get to the presentations and we find out who are the top 21 of 2025, I just wanted to go through a few observations with you. I think a lot of you will know it's been a challenging year or two for the startup community. You know, there's been challenges with investment. There's a lot of things going on in the marketplace. But this year for us with 21 to Watch, it's actually been probably the most competitive selection that we've had year to date. And there's a couple of reasons for that. So overall, the number of entrants has been lower, but the quality is absolutely sky high. And the things that these companies are now doing are truly remarkable. So we've also seen some great achievements from our alumni as well. So 21's a big number each year. So that now is 126 companies that are our alumni. Last year, I stood here and I said it was amazing because they'd raised in that single year 110 million. And everyone gave it a round of applause because actually that was really positive in quite a quiet market. This year, it's a 42% increase on that number. They've raised the previous winners of the top 21 to Watch Award raised £183 million in a single year, which is just amazing. So there are a few of those companies I'm going to talk about in a moment, but again, that does not include CMR Surgical. It doesn't include private equity, and it doesn't include any undisclosed deals, which obviously we can't measure. So, this is a good crowd to be in. So some of those notable funding highlights, and all of these have been changed into pounds, so forgive me if there's a marginal inaccuracy in the figures. Riverlane, who were top 21 in 2020, raised 57 million. Echion Technologies, top 21 in 2021, were 29 million. Cambridge GaN Devices, 2022, were 25 million. That was, I think, the most recent raise. Forefront RF, also the same year, and I heard some people talking about Forefront earlier on, raised 16 million. And even from last year, Expression Edits, they raised 13 million. So they're kind of like the big numbers, but it's not always about the big numbers. Some of those other numbers are what can really help these startups to get on the next level. So a few examples of that, I think there were 20 of them in total that raised, that is publicly available information. Abselion from 2022 raised 6.6 million. Deepform, also 2022, raised 2.5 million. Hooten Bio from 2023, 3 million. And Beyond Math raised 6.5 million. And Darren and Alan are both here, and they can probably tell you much more about that than I can. So the important thing for me here is that investors pay a lot of attention to this list. So you can't say, I constantly say correlation isn't causation, but it really, really helps because people pay attention. So huge congratulations to all our alumni, but I'm now so excited to introduce you to who are our top 21 for this year. In true Cofinitive fashion, we don't do this like a normal awards ceremony. We want to do things that are a little bit more upbeat and a little bit more impactful. So trust me, the next 35 to 37 minutes is going to go super fast for you. So what's going to happen is each winner, so we're going to do them in groups of 7. So it's the 7 people, then the 7 companies, then the 7 things. And so they're going to individually come up and present for 1 minute. They have 60 seconds and we're ruthless with it, much to Nat's upset. There is a timer here in front of them, and if they go over, there is a little bell. And the point is we want these companies to give their elevator pitch. We want them to tell them their story in 60 seconds or less. So they're going to come up one after each other. Please don't clap them. I know you're going to really want to, but we're going to clap when they all come back on at the end. You've all got a brochure and a pen, because trust me, this is going to go so fast. So when you hear someone speak, you may want to just tick all of them now, but tick the ones that you want to, because you will not remember them all by the end. So we're going to repeat. We're going to go people, companies, things, and we're going to repeat it. A little interlude from me with a bit more information each time. But for now, let's hear from our top 7 people.
Hi everyone, I'm Orko, a postdoc in clinical neurosciences and co-founder of Altera. For the past 10 years, through my PhD and postdoctoral research, I've been growing different types of brain cells in a dish from stem cells. And now translating that know-how at Altera, we are discovering how to reprogram the immune cells of our brain to protect us against diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, for which currently there is no cure. So, together with my co-founders, Alex, who is a computational biologist, supervisor Mark Cotter, and collaborators, we are currently developing the proof of concept, and we aim to launch our drug discovery platform company by 2026. We would greatly appreciate any advice on drug development, IP strategy, and collaboration opportunities at this stage. So please do connect on LinkedIn, and I'm very happy to chat afterwards. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here tonight and to be recognized as one of the 21 to watch. My name is Austin Reed. I'm CEO and co-founder of InterceptX. At InterceptX, we're really trying to rethink how we treat cancer, trying to shift the focus from curing the disease to preventing it. And to do that, we're developing AI tools that can really quantitatively measure pre-cancer progression from healthy tissue onto tumor onset. Our first application is in breast cancer, where we're currently showing really exciting preliminary results able to quantitatively assess pre-cancer progression. With this tool, we're looking to really support the development of cancer prevention therapeutics by supporting drug development, making it faster and more affordable. Please do get in touch if you're interested in supporting our mission to make cancer prevention a reality.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Ethan Weisberg. I'm an academic foundation doctor at the University of Cambridge. Over the past 5 years, I've worked with NASA astronauts to help protect their vision in long-duration space missions. There's a condition called spaceflight-associated neuroocular syndrome, also known as SANS, that affects around 75% of these astronauts in these long-duration space missions. And this is because of a wide variety of reasons like microgravity, and also the increased levels of radiation that astronauts encounter in space. So I helped develop a technology using generative AI to better diagnose eye diseases and SANS in this astronaut population. And I also co-founded AngioGenius, and the goal is to use this generative AI technology here on Earth to catch retinal diseases earlier and help prevent blindness. Thank you.
Harder than it looks. My name's Jonathan Fisher, and when I was 19 years old, my father, Peter, was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. He really struggled with it, and he lost his independence, his confidence, and ultimately his happiness. So when I was at university, I decided to invent a device for him to help him deal with his symptoms and help him walk. Unfortunately, however, by the time that I'd graduated, he was wheelchair bound, and he had lost his mobility. So, not one being to quit, I decided to try and found Peter and take the company on and try and develop a device to help the millions of people like my father before it's too late for them. Currently, we're user testing and we're hoping to have some really exciting things out soon. So I'd love to talk about it more, So come find me after this event and we can have a chat. Thank you.
In 2019, we founded Shalku Neurotech, where we developed a neuromodulation device for people with Parkinson's, supporting thousands of people across the UK. But this time we are back again, and we are innovating for people. It was all about people from the beginning for us. We met incredible people throughout our journey, but the challenge is that behind the scenes, so many people are struggling with anxiety, whether it's day-to-day struggle to severe cases where they really have to change their day-to-day life. They can't even go to work, they have to quit, and so on. Over 300 million people are struggling with anxiety disorders, and this is not numbers. It is our friends and family, it's our parents, it's our children, and we're going to change that. So Lions is currently working on autonomic nervous system recalibration through synchronization. And the aim is to actually create a safe zone so that people can grow themselves, develop, so that we can actually support individuals to develop without going into burnout or mental health challenges. So we are here. Please do watch us, but please do join us with our journey. Thank you.
Good evening. It is a great honor to be recognized as the 21 to watch for my research at the University of Cambridge. As we face the urgency of climate action, hydrogen emerges as a critical solution for industrial decarbonization. However, technology alone isn't enough. We need policies to catalyze this transition. My name is Ra'ifa Al-Ma'mari, and I am a PhD researcher focusing on designing energy policies to accelerate the hydrogen value chain developments in the GCC countries. These policies will enable these resource-rich countries to truly fulfill their transition and what they want to do, and also to capitalize on this unique opportunity to diversify, to attract investments, and to drive the global energy transition. I welcome collaborations in hydrogen innovation and entrepreneurship, and together we can create this real impact. Thank you.
Thank you, Cofinitive, for this recognition. I wish I could be there in person to celebrate with you, but I'm currently in Singapore for the AI Health World Summit. I'm a Gates Cambridge scholar at the University of Cambridge. My research focuses on generating high-quality synthetic CT images from low-quality medical images. This has the potential to improve adaptive cancer radiotherapy, making cancer treatment safer and more precise for patients. We have received grants from Cancer Research UK and Medical Research Council to build a prototype platform that integrates this technology into clinical workflows. At the same time, we are working with Flower Pattern to protect and translate this innovation into real-world impact. I would love to connect with anyone who sees potential applications for this work, whether in medical imaging, radiotherapy, or beyond. Please feel free to reach out.
Excellent. Well done, everyone. So for those of you paying close attention to that, you'll have noticed that 6 out of 7 of the speakers are driving real progress in areas around neurodegenerative diseases and cancer and such like. And this is a theme that is going to carry on in the companies that you're going to hear from in a moment. So I think it's worthwhile reflecting on that. So with 21 to watch, we have no bias. We literally see what is being generated in the marketplace, and we present back to you what that is. So if we look on a global scale, venture capital investment in biotech surged to 6.96 billion in Q3 2024, which was a 90.2% increase on the previous year. So if you look at figures like that, it's obvious as well why you get such support in specific industries. So the funding is obviously there, but what really stands out for me is that the people that you've just heard from, they have personal stories as well. So not only are they creating something that will make a difference, it actually has that personal element to it too. And I think that that's about creating real change in the world that we currently live in. I'm going to touch on another trend that happens actually mostly with the final category things in a moment. But what I wanted to say, it's great to have Lucy back. So Lucy is an alumni for Charco Neurotech as well. And it's great. It just shows that actually you set up a new company, you can end up back on that list again. But what I would say about everyone else is they are really early stage. They need your support. They need your help as well. So please do reach out to them. And talking about support, we thrive. The 21 to Watch programme thrives because it's supported by some really awesome people. So I do need to shout out all of our sponsors and our partners, because without them, this wouldn't exist. So they're all on the screen behind me. They're all in your brochure, but they are Alan Boswell Group, Appleyard Lees, Ashton's Legal, Bailey Fisher, BDO, Burkitt's, Cambridge Management Consulting, Cambridge and Peterborough Growth Hub. That's an automatic pilot. Growth Hub. Foresight, HSBC Innovation Banking, Celtic, Marks & Clark, Mishcon de Reya, PEM, Pennington's Manchester Cooper, and St John's Innovation Centre. And the thing about these organisations is they are deeply committed to supporting the innovation ecosystem. And what you don't know is that behind the scenes, they all offer something to these winners. It's entirely up to the winners what they choose to accept. But if you total it up, it's a value this year of around £25,000. So it's things like, IP and advice. It's things that can actually really help them on their journey. So that's that. Let's now turn to our companies and find out who the winners are.
Kids are resilient as hell. I think we can all appreciate that. At Bioscopic, we've discovered some of the secrets behind that resilience. And importantly, we've discovered that we can transfer that resilience into adults that are fighting debilitating diseases. My name is Chris Price. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Bioscopic, and we isolate safe and effective drugs from infant bacteria. Now, I don't have time to tell you all the science behind that, but what I can tell you is that infant bacteria are a uniquely brilliant source of compounds that interact with the immune system. We find them, we extract them, and we use them to treat disease. To do that, we have the largest collection of infant microbes in the world, and we have the largest database of infant microbe genome data in the world. And that forms the basis of our drug discovery platform. Want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for 21 to Watch for inviting me, and would love to chat to anybody that's interested in what we do. Thank you.
1 in 3 patients in hospitals currently have a bacterial infection, and things are getting worse. We looked at why those infections happen in the first place, and they actually happen when those bacteria get together in communities, pretty much like us, where they stick to surfaces, stick to each other, and they form a sticky slime on the outside, which we call biofilm. It looks like a film if you actually leave it to grow. Now, with those poor patients, if the treatment doesn't work, there's nothing to give them in order to get rid of that biofilm. I'm Ash Zarkan, I'm the CEO of Biotrip Therapeutics, and we are developing an oral therapy, an anti-biofilm oral therapy, to keep those bacteria apart so treatments can actually work and patients can recover. We raised a pre-seed last year to kickstart the process, and we are currently raising a 2 million round. So please speak to us if this is of interest. Thank you.
Natalie Hastings, Celestial Health. At Celestial Health, our innovation is conceptual to protect the previously underappreciated part of your brain called astrocytic networks, which actually are around half of our brain. In disease, astrocytic networks decouple, and we can modify them with safe, brain-penetrant small molecules with disease-modifying potential in Parkinson's and beyond. We advance our drug discovery pipeline with compassion to unmet clinical needs in neurology, with commitment to best industry practices, and always with collaboration. So, if you would like to discuss the best translational models, if you're open to investing in seed-stage CNS therapeutics, or if you would like to share your perspective on unmet clinical needs, we would love to hear from you.
Right, thank you. So Clock Bio, besides being an amazing company with amazing people, is actually dedicated to extend and improve health span by decoding the natural rejuvenation mechanisms within the human cell. Now, we've developed a proprietary aging model of stem cells, and together with CRISPR screens, we were able to detect more than 100 genes that constitute the atlas of rejuvenation. Now, using this big database, what we are currently doing is trying to validate these genes, mainly in the dermatology and neuroscience fields, but we are also exploring other potential therapeutics areas. We are soon going to start our CSA fundraising, so please get in touch if you would like to hear more, and we're happy to discuss. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Josephine Holstein and I'm co-founder and CTO of Everalis. At Everalis, we develop enzymes for a circular plastic economy to make plastics truly recyclable. Plastic waste is a big challenge, especially in the textile industry where currently only 1% of waste is recycled fiber to fiber. We have developed an ultra-fast screening technology to find and improve plastic degrading enzymes using the actual plastic substrates. Our goal is to supply those enzymes for large-scale plastic recycling and enable over 80% of textiles being recyclable. We have recently completed our seed investment round and are now looking for industry contacts, commercial partners, and advisors who share our vision. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Taya and I'm the CEO of Nanomation, where we're developing next-generation semiconductor devices using new materials. We invented our technology at the Department of Engineering and we are now on a mission to bring it out into the world with the maximum impact. You're all probably familiar with the importance of semiconductor technology, especially in the current geopolitical climate. There's an ever-increasing demand for more powerful and faster and more energy-efficient chips due to things like AI and data centers. At Nanomation, we are working with advanced nanostructured materials which can address all of these challenges. Our software solution allows us to integrate them into advanced chips by automating a large part of the manufacturing process. We recently had a major breakthrough in manufacturing our very first prototype, and we have a lot of exciting things planned in the future. I acknowledge how lucky we are to be part of the Cambridge ecosystem, and I want to thank all of you for your continued support. Thank you.
At Trimtech Therapeutics, we're developing treatments for neurodegeneration and inflammatory diseases. And we do this by recruiting an innate antiviral mechanism that's found in every cell. What we can do is selectively degrade the protein aggregates that underpin these diseases, while at the same time leaving the soluble monomeric proteins untouched so that they can support cell health. Because our target diseases are very common, like Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease, we've chosen a small molecule modality as the most appropriate. I'm really happy to tell you that yesterday we closed and announced the closing of our seed financing of £25 million. I worked with CIC and SV Health Investors Dementia Discovery Fund, and they led the seed round, and they were joined by M Ventures, the Merck venture arm, Pfizer Ventures, and also investing with Lilly, Mitsubishi Pharma, Stark Codon, and Cambridge Enterprise Ventures. Thank you.
Well, huge congratulations to Trimtech there. You know, that's you wouldn't qualify for a future year now because you've raised too much money. So that's something great to celebrate. So we're often asked, how do people get onto the list? So let me just tell you a little bit about that as well. So there's no fee or anything like that to participate. And the nominations come in from the investment community, from partners, companies self-nominate. And of course, we're always out scouting for companies that we think have got the right criteria to come on board. We also work really closely with university accelerators and innovation programs across the entire region as well. So out into Norwich to Essex and to Hertfordshire as well. When the entries come in, they get qualified. So things like, how much money have they raised already? Because there's a cap. We want people to be at a certain level and not have gone above that. But it's more about just funding and money. It's about, you know, what's the company size? How long have they been going? All of those kinds of things. And also importantly, what criteria can they actually meet? So are they doing something that's innovative? Are they doing something challenging, influential? Has it got real viability? Because there are a lot of good ideas out there, but will it actually stick? So we do that, and then we also go through third-party research as well. As I mentioned earlier, this year's winners and applications actually were of an exceptional quality. And so we had to do something new this year. We had to put an extra level of judging in place. So initially we had 58 companies on that shortlist, and that's a lot of judging. So we had 3 volunteers, shall I say. So Toby Young, Maria Payman and Chris Keane all independently reviewed that long shortlist. First of all, and then we ended up with the final published shortlist. The important thing is all these people judge in isolation. So we don't want any kind of bias. So they judged in isolation, and then the final shortlist went to an independent panel of judges they're in the brochure, and I'll talk about those in a moment. So does that mean we overlook some brilliant companies? Absolutely. And that's why I always say, please look at the entire list. We're here to celebrate the top 21, but the short list and the long list, there are some remarkable companies on there. There are some of them that are here today. So we've got James here from Supersense Technologies. We've got Farbod here from Phantom Tech as well. So do make sure that you go and look at the rest of that list as well. So our judges still had a hard task going through who should be the top 21. So we had Christine Martin from Cambridge Enterprise, Chris Ellis from Innovate UK Business Growth, Joe Slaughter-Newson from Almagnac Ventures, and Tom Hughes, who himself is an experienced early stage investor and advisor and has sat where all of you have sat in the past as well. So now we're going to move to the final category. And for me, this is kind of more of the norm of 21 to watch, because it is completely eclectic in terms of what they're doing. So 11 out of the 14 people that have just presented, as we've said, are in the health tech, biotech kind of space. The other 10 of the 21, of which you're going to hear some of them now, are focusing actually predominantly on climate and clean tech, which is, you know, another great big growth area. So the winners you're about to meet exemplify this shift to climate and clean tech, and they're bringing forward innovations with the real potential to be truly groundbreaking. So let's hear from you all.
Hello, everyone. So the biggest challenge in augmented reality, virtual reality, AR, VR, is the user discomfort, meaning nausea, headache, eye strain-like problems. So this comes from Versions Accommodation Conflict, or VAC. VAC basically makes it difficult for us to focus correctly in the virtual space. At All Focal Optics, we have fundamentally solved this problem by creating remarkable nanophotonics chip. Our always in focus technology is set to revolutionize not just AR, VR, but also other display technologies like education, healthcare, defense, and much more. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Pawan Shrestha from All Focal Optics. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Daniel Turner, co-founder and CPO of FinCrime Dynamics. We have a data intelligence platform in the financial crime space. And to the surprise of no one, I'm going to say data is the lifeblood of AI, but in certain industries, that lifeblood is a bit of a drip. And that's where we come in. We try to act as the data layer to support with these really difficult industries like the financial crime space, where the models get outdated quite quickly, the detection isn't quite good because the criminals, they're far ahead. Then you update that model, oh, that model's on old data. So we're trying to create that bridge, create that data sharing sort of enterprise and make it actionable, because of the data comes in different formats and not everything is great. And that's where we end. Thank you very much. And we are open to fundraising as well. So please feel free to give me a chat after.
$800 million people are starving. But how does a physicist like me tackle food insecurity sustainably? We have found a way to increase food production by up to 20% that is low cost, highly scalable, and runs on natural sunlight. So what is it? It's an active material that can be embedded into greenhouse coatings or films like this one. It converts the ultraviolet light from the sun that plants don't use to red light that plants do use for photosynthesis, for growing your food. Our market is £2.5 billion, and we only need... Apologies. Our market is £3.5 billion, and we are raising 550k EIS to secure 3 million in grants and sales. So will you join us to make the food on your table more sustainable? Thank you. We are Lambda Agri.
Hi there, my name is Gwen and I'm the CEO of Perspectral, and we are changing how computers see. And we're doing that utilising our innovative hardware and software platform. Now, this technology can be used in loads of different application spaces where you need to make fast, efficient decision-making with high accuracy. We were founded by 4 engineers from the University of Cambridge who got talking over coffees, trying to upscale cool technology and working out how we could change our research into commercial technology. We raised our pre-seed in April last year. That allowed myself and Tom, who is here, to go full-time, who is our CTO. And within that time, we've had some really exciting developments, including working with Rio Tinto through Founders Factory to utilize our technology in their mineralogy, and also working with Singapore with their government. I realize I'm out of time, so I'll just say thank you. And please come talk to us if you want to utilize our technology. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Bill Yost, CEO and co-founder of Cambridge Electric Cement, now known as Reclinker. We spun out of the University Engineering Department with a technology for recycling cement. The cement market is $400 billion a year, but unfortunately, cement production accounts for about 8% of global CO2 emissions. We've got a technology that's been demonstrated to work in electric arc furnaces that recycle steel. We replaced the lime flux with cement that's been recovered from demolition waste. We've had an exciting couple of weeks where we've done trials with our commercial steel partner Celsa in Cardiff. We produced 100 tons of material last Wednesday. And we had a demonstrator project with Balfour Beatty where we produced piles made with concrete using our low-carbon cement. So if you're interested in decarbonizing the built environment or funding companies that do, I'd be very happy to talk to you later on. Thank you.
Good evening. So 18 months ago, I remember us, Vipercore, being described by one of our then new investors as being, what was it? I think it was 1 engineer and no patents, which was fairly humbling. I mean, we had a bit of money in the bank from them as well, but yeah, that's pretty much accurate. Fast forward to today, we have our first microprocessor architecture design up and running in the cloud. It's being evaluated by key partners, key commercial partners, key strategic partners. That's been built by a team of seriously talented engineers, 14 of them, not just one, 14 in fact, and our 64-bit RISC-V processor architecture, which has been built totally from scratch, is now proven to accelerate our customers' software by up to 5 times. And the key point is they don't need to change a single line of their code to take advantage of our technology. This is a revolution in general purpose. So as it happens, on the patent front, we've also now got 4 filed, 7 more to come. So I think we're delivering on what those investors asked us to do. And I'm out of time.
Today, integrated photonics is used to address the surging demand for data center infrastructure. But we're excited by what comes next. The same technology, with some smart design, can be used for point-of-care diagnostics, quantum technologies, and industrial sensing. Earlier this year, we used our design technology to create a library of components for quantum applications. This would normally be a multi-year effort, but the Wave Photonics team did it in 3 weeks. And it's not a minimal first product, it's the most expansive library of photonic components in the world. To be slightly ahead of the press release, tomorrow we'll announce our partnership with Cadence, a leading EDA company, so now customers can use state-of-the-art tools with our state-of-the-art designs. So from data centers to quantum technology, the future won't happen if we can't take advantage of light. If you want to help us make that happen, please come and speak to me afterwards.
I think that's a great example of, again, we talk a lot about funding, but actually it's partnerships and collaborations that I think are so vitally important. So, you know, the people in the room, can you help? The people listening to the recording, can you help? That is your top 21 of 2025. I think they just deserve another great big round of applause for presenting so well. So congratulations to everyone again on the long list, short list and top 21. Huge thank you to the Glass House for hosting us today. It's a great facility. It's where people come and meet. So please do make sure that you use it. I certainly do. Thank you to our judges and our pre-judges for obviously all of their time and expertise, and to the sponsors and partners again. Huge thank you and appreciation to Gemma, who is the complete machine behind 21 to watch each year, and to Carol, Ellie, Ava, Keith, the Venue AV team, because they make the event so smooth every single year. We're going to carry on, okay? We're in our 7th year. We're going to carry on building momentum, gaining traction, but it's our 7th year. So I can feel an itch coming. So I would suggest maybe expect something a little bit different again next year. I'm not going to tell you what though. Other thing, this is going to appear Cambridge Independent newspaper. It's going out to the major press from tomorrow as well, because we want to try and get as much exposure for all of these companies. It's of course going to go on Cambridge Tech Podcast, and I look around the room and I see many victims of coming on the podcast already. And we are slightly nicer. We give them a little bit more than 60 seconds to talk to us as well. So do tune into that, because it's a great repository of things that are going on in Cambridge and the broader region. And that's it. So huge congratulations once again to our top 21 of 2025. And thank you so much for all being here. And now please talk to each other. Thank you.